Chemical coordination and integration. This is the chapter, the hormone chapter. So the last chapter of the class Ncert 11. After then there is a 12. So this is not the last chapter. Anyways, so the summary. So there are special chemicals which act as hormones and provide chemical coordination, integration, and regulation in the body. Okay. So hormones are chemicals. These hormones regulate metabolism, growth, and development of our organs, the endocrine glands or certain glands. Right. The endocrine system is composed of hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, and gonads, testes, and ovaries. I repeat it again. The endocrine system is composed of hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, and gonads, testes, and ovary. Okay. In addition to this, some other organs, example, gastrointestinal tract, kidney, heart, also produce hormones. So gastrointestinal tract, kidney, heart also produce hormones. Now the pituitary gland is divided into three major parts, which are called as pars distalis, pars intermedia, and pars nervosa. So pars distalis, pars intermedia, and pars nervosa. So these are the three major parts of the pituitary gland. Okay. Pars distalis produce six tropic hormones. So six hormones is produced by the pars distalis. The pars intermedia, in between the pars distalis and pars nervosa. So pars intermedia secretes only one hormone, right? While pars nervosa, that is neurohypophysis, secretes two hormones. While pars nervosa, that is neurohypophysis. There are two types of pituitary regions, right? First one is adenohypophysis, then neurohypophysis. So in neurohypophysis there is a pars nervosa, and in adenohypophysis there is pars distalis and pars intermedia. So while pars nervosa, that is neurohypophysis, secretes two hormones. The pituitary hormones regulate the growth, and which are the first one is vasopressin and second one is ADH or something like that. Oxytocin, vasopressin, ADH are these are the same, and oxytocin is the difference. So two hormones are now the pituitary now the pituitary hormones regulate the growth and development of somatic tissues, activities of peripheral endocrine glands. So it regulates the growth and development of somatic tissues and activities of peripheral endocrine glands. So this is the pituitary hormone use. Okay. Now pineal gland secretes melatonin, which plays a very important role in the regulation of 24-hour, that is diurnal rhythms of our body. That is example, rhythms of sleep and state of being awake, body temperature. Okay. So it maintains the regulation of 24-hour diurnal rhythms of our body, rhythms of sleep, state of being awake, and body temperature and all that. So pineal gland also maintain the body temperature, right? The thyroid gland hormones play an important role in regulation of basal metabolic rate, right, BMR, then development and maturation of CNS, that is central nervous system. Okay. Erythropoiesis, that is formation of RBC, then metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and menstrual cycle. Another thyroid hormone, that is thyrocalcitonin, regulates the calcium levels in our body by decreasing it. So another thyroid hormone, that is thyrocalcitonin. So thyrocalcitonin regulates the calcium levels in our body by decreasing it. So TCT, what TCT does, it decreases the calcium level in our body, right? It decreases the calcium level in our body. Now the parathyroid gland secretes parathyroid hormone, that is PTH, which increases the blood calcium levels and plays an important role in calcium homeostasis, right? The parathyroid gland secretes parathyroid hormone PTH, which increases the calcium blood levels and play an important role in calcium homeostasis. So PTH and TCT, right, which increases the blood calcium levels and play an important role in hemostasis. Now the thymus gland secretes thymosin, which play a major role in the differentiation of T lymphocytes, which provide cell mediated immunity. And in addition, thymosin also secretes the production of antibodies. So thymus the thymus gland, which is endocrine gland, this secretes thymosin. It is an hormone that differentiates T lymphocytes for the cell mediated immunity, and thymosin also secretes the production of antibodies to produce humoral immunity. Now the adrenal gland is composed of the centrally located adrenal medulla and outer adrenal cortex. The adrenal medulla secretes epinephrine, norepinephrine. These hormones increase alertness, pupillary dilation, not constriction. So alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, right, sweating, heartbeat, strength of heart contraction. So this is the function of like adrenal medulla, which is the central part, and the outer part is adrenal cortex of the adrenal gland, which are posteriorly present on the two kidneys, right? So so the strength of the heart contraction, then rate of the respiration, then glycogenolysis, that is formation of glucose, then lipolysis, okay, and proteolysis. So all this increases the glucose. So glycogenolysis, lipolysis, and proteolysis, right? The adrenal cortex secretes glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. The adrenal cortex secretes glucocorticoids, that is, and mineralocorticoids. Okay, the adrenal cortex secretes glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. So glucocorticoids, that is a like cortisol is a main glucocorticoid, right? And then mineralocorticoid, that is ADH, is the main mineralocorticoid. The glucocorticoid stimulate gluconeogenesis, that is formation of glycogen. So gluconeogenesis, right? Glycogenesis, I think gluconeogenesis, I think it's, anyways, hold it on. So lipolysis, that is formation of glucose, then proteolysis and erythropoiesis. So gluconeogenesis, that is formation of glucose, I think, right? Formation of glucose, I think. uh, Erythropoiesis and cardiovascular system, then blood pressure is also controlled by the glucocorticoids, then the glomerular filtration rate, and then the inhibit inflammatory reactions by suppressing the immune response. So they inhibit the inflammatory reactions by suppressing the immune response. Now mineralocorticoids regulate water and electrolyte contents of the body. So mineralocorticoids regulate water and electrolyte contents of the body. The endocrine pancreas secretes glucagon and insulin. Now the endocrine pancreas, they secrete glucagon and insulin. Endocrine pancreas secretes glucagon and insulin, right? Glucagon stimulates glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, resulting in the hyperglycemia, that is formation, that is increase, that is high glucose in the blood, right? Right, high glucose in the blood. So in here it's written that glucagon stimulates glycogenolysis, that is breakdown of glycogen, then gluconeogenesis, that is formation of glucose and resulting in hyperglycemia. Now insulin stimulates exactly opposite, that is cellular glucose uptake and utilization. So it stimulates cellular uptake, so it uses the glucose and later calm it down or lower it down. So uptake and utilization, and glycogenesis, that is the formation of glycogen resulting in hypoglycemia, that is low concentration of glucose in the blood. Insulin deficiency or insulin resistance result in a disease called diabetes mellitus. So insulin deficiency or insulin resistant result in a disease called diabetes mellitus. Okay, the testes secretes androgens which stimulate the development, maturation, and function of the male accessory sex organs. Appearance of the male secondary sex characters, spermatogenesis, male sexual behavior, anabolic pathways, and erythropoiesis. So the testes secretes androgens which stimulate the development, maturation, and function of the male accessory sex organs, which stimulate the development, maturation, and function of male accessory sex organs. Appearance of the male secondary sex characters. Now spermatogenesis, then male sexual behavior and anabolic pathways. So what's it in the anabolic pathways and okay, appearance of male sexual behavior, anabolic pathways, and erythropoiesis. So appearance of male secondary sex characters, spermatogenesis, male what male sexual behavior, anabolic pathways, and erythropoiesis. So these are all the function of the testes that secretes the androgens. Even anabolic pathways and erythropoiesis also happens. The ovary secretes estrogen and progesterone. Now the ovary secretes the estrogen and progesterone. Now what it does, estrogen stimulates growth and development of female accessory sex organs and secondary sex secondary sex characters. So growth and development of female accessory sex organs and secondary sex characters. Okay, the ovary secretes estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen stimulates growth and development of female accessory sex organs and secondary sex characters. Now progesterone plays a important plays a major role in the maintenance of pregnancy as well as in memory gland develop and location, right? So this is it. Like progesterone plays a major role in maintenance of pregnancy as well as in memory gland development and lactation, right? The atrial wall of the heart produces atrial natriuretic factor which decreases the blood pressure. Kidney produces erythropoietin which stimulates erythropoiesis. So the kidney also produces the erythropoietin which stimulates erythropoietin. The gastrointestinal tract secretes gastrin, a secretin CCK cholecystokinin. So the gastrointestinal tract secretes gastrin, secretin, then CCK, that is cholecystokinin, and then gastric inhibitory peptide. These hormones regulate the secretion of digestive juices and help in digestion, right? Now exercise. So define the following, that is exocrine gland, endocrine gland, and hormones. So hormones, these are the non-nutrient chemicals that produce in the trace amounts. Okay, and endocrine glands, so these are the glands, example the thymus, they secrete thymosin, they produce the cell mediated immunity, and also they produce the antibiotics to go through the. Okay, now the exocrine gland, that these are the duct glands, so they have the duct like pancreatic juices and all that. There are endocrine glands. Diagrammatically indicate the location of the various endocrine glands in our body. So as you know the diagram of it, we will discuss. And list the hormones secreted by the following. So list the hormones secreted by the following. So hormones, hypothalamic hormones, so target organ, target gland, these are the pituitary. Okay, thymus, TCS, thyrotropin hormone, TCS, that is thyroid, and thyroid is thyroid, I don't know. Thyroid, okay, thyrocalcitropin, that is TCH, thyroid stimulating hormone, right? And then corticotropic hormone. Then another is corticotropic hormone, that is ACTH, corticotropic hormone. Gonadotropins, that is LH and FSH, and so gonadotropins, LH or FSH, and hormones, that is target gland. Gonadotropin, LH and FSH, so FSH on the Sertoli cells and FSH on the Leydig cells. So melanotropin. Write short notes on the function of the following hormones. So parathyroid hormone, PTH, it increases the calcium blood level in the blood. Then the second thing is the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland, it stimulates like thyroid. You know thyroid, right? Thymus is different, right? Thyroid is different. So thymosin, it is an antibiotics. No, thymosin. Thyroid is different, right? Thyroid hormones are different. Triiodothyronine, tetraiodothyronine. So thymosin, then estrogens, thyroid hormone, that is insulin and glucagon. So insulin is formed by like branching of the glucose and all that. Oh, that's the glucagon. Insulin and glucagon, right? Glucagon, it is an hormone that converts the glucose to glycogen. Glucagon and insulin, right? Insulin that enhance the cellular uptake and utilization of the utilization of the glucose, right? So this is the insulin, and glucagon, it increases the glucose by glycolysis, and lipolysis, proteolysis. So all this increases the glucose content, and then androgens. So they secrete like androgens, they are secreted by the um, Leydig cells, which are present inside the seminiferous tubules. And so yeah, so these are the androgens, and then there are estrogens. So estrogens play part in play part in like a development of female secondary sexual character or primary characters and all that. So thymosin and all that. So give example of hyperglycemic hormone and hypoglycemic hormone. So in glycemic hormone, it is a glucagon, and hypoglycemic hormone, it is a what it is a insulin. Hypercalcemic hormone, now hypercalcemic hormone hyperglycemic hormone, it was written hypercalcemic hormone, it is TCT, thyrocalcitonin. And then gonadotropic hormone, these are like testes and ovaries, right? Gonadotropic hormone. So gonadotropic hormone, which type of hormone is the gonadotropic hormone? That is LH and FSH. So these are luteinizing hormone. Then FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. So these are the gonadotropic hormones. Progestational hormone, blood pressure lowering hormone. So blood pressure lowering hormone, that is monoscus purpureus, blood pressure lowering hormone. And then the androgens and estrogens. So androgens and estrogens, give example of the androgens and estrogens. So androgen acts on the Leydig so LH acts on the Leydig cells in the seminiferous tubules, and then this cells converts this cell releases like the androgens, and that androgens like helps in everything, like then estrogen have the same, like first the growing follicles gets growth at the mid of the midnight. There are like almost the endometrium gets regenerated. So this is growing follicles, the estrogens is produced. So these are the estrogens. And then which hormone deficiency is responsible for the following diabetic which hormone deficiency is responsible for the following diamyelitis and goiter and cretinism condition, right? Which hormone deficiency is responsible for the following? Diabetes mellitus, that is the deficiency of insulin, I think, right? Goiter, it is caused due to the cancer. It is caused due to the cancer, right? It is caused due to the cancer. Now in which goiter, the offspring can be handicapped if the mother still drinks an alcohol.